Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the profound wisdom of the legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi. Now, this guy wasn't just a master of the blade, he was a master of the self, and his final teachings, well, they reveal a pretty radical path to inner strength.
So, to really understand Musashi's path, we first have to get this core distinction he made. You see, he saw two kinds of warriors. There are those who fight the world, for status and victory. And then there are those who realize the real battle, the ultimate conquest, is the one that's fought inside themselves.
In this quote, wow, it gets right to the heart of a problem Musashi saw centuries ago, a problem that's maybe even more relevant today. He believed that a life crowded with the opinions and demands of others just creates a crowded mind. And in all that noise, it's pretty much impossible to hear your own truth.
So, what was Musashi's solution? Well, it was radical. Solitude. But it's absolutely crucial that we understand what he meant by it. This was not about hiding from the world in pain. No, this was a strategic choice, a path he decided to walk with total intention.
You see, Musashi's path wasn't about isolation, it was a deliberate choice. He called it the path of aloneness. It's a state of solitude you enter willingly, not to escape the world but to find liberation, to achieve this crystal clear perception, and to forge an absolutely unshakable self.
And this right here gets to a critical difference. Loneliness, that's usually an accident, right? It's a painful, empty state of isolation. But what Musashi called aloneness is a choice. It's a source of strength, a tool for liberation, and the very birthplace of clarity. So this chosen solitude, it becomes the forge for building that unshakable self we were talking about. Musashi understood that to become truly strong, you first have to face what makes you weak. And that can only really happen when there's nowhere left to hide. He was so systematic about it. He just started removing every external dependency, every distraction. He let go of attachments to people and their praise. He held no possessions he didn't absolutely need. He actively rejected comfort. And maybe most importantly, he sought to destroy his own illusions.
Because in this silence, you're forced to confront everything you've been running from. Your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses, they're all right there with you. Musashi didn't run from this confrontation, he walked directly into it, because he knew that's where real strength is forged.
And this brutal process of self-confrontation, it leads to the ultimate reward. It leads to what Musashi considered his most powerful weapon, and it wasn't something he could hold in his hands.
It wasn't a steel blade. It was the mental blade of pure clarity. I mean, after decades of sharpening actual steel, Musashi discovered that the ability to see things exactly as they are, without any delusion or self-deception, was the sharpest and most effective weapon he could ever possess.
And this blade of clarity, it just cuts through the stories we tell ourselves, or the one society hands down to us. It cuts through that lie that you need other people's approval to have worth. It exposes how comfort, when you chase it relentlessly, becomes a prison. And it frees you from that exhausting need to be understood by everyone.
This was Musashi's ultimate goal. He wasn't talking about anything mystical here. He was warning against delusion. He was urging us to look past the surface and perceive the hidden motivations, the societal pressures, and all the personal illusions that shape our lives without us even realizing it. Now, this leads to a really fascinating paradox right at the core of his teaching. To become powerful, you have to first let go of all the things you think give you power.
I mean, it sounds completely counterintuitive, doesn't it? In a world that's constantly telling us to accumulate more money, more status, more security, Musashi says the path to being invincible is needing none of it. So how does that actually work?
While Musashi saw that every external thing you cling to for security eventually becomes a chain. The praise you crave, that becomes a leash, and others are holding it. The comfort you seek, that becomes a cage, limiting your growth. And the possessions you gather, those become weaknesses, things you can be threatened with.
And that's the bottom line. When you let go of needing these things, you become truly free. If you don't need praise, you can't be manipulated by it. If you don't need comfort, you can't be controlled by the fear of losing it. A warrior who needs nothing from the world cannot be threatened by it.
And look, this isn't just some ancient philosophy for samurai warriors. It's a practical, powerful guide for navigating all the noise and pressure of the modern world with an unshakable inner core.
Musashi left us with a clear set of instructions. First, walk with clarity. Do everything you can to see yourself and the world without illusion. Second, walk with intention. Make your choices deliberately.
not just based on fear or habit. And finally, walk with a quiet fierceness, an inner resolve that doesn't need to be loud to be strong.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. True, lasting strength doesn't come from external validation, from the applause of a crowd, or from belonging to some group. It's forged inside you. It's the independence and integrity of a spine of steel.
And so, we're going to leave you with a direct challenge from Musashi's teachings. His sharpest blade was clarity. So take a look at your own life, the stories you tell yourself, the things you cling to. What is the one illusion you are ready to cut away?